We are now recording the April 14th, 2017 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy Good Friday. Totally politically incorrect there, but I'm going to wish everyone a happy Good Friday. If you don't celebrate, happy whatever it is you do celebrate. Just have a happy Friday.
Yeah, right.
So Nisha came on a little bit earlier. She has still got tons of tax returns to do.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't surprise me.
Still buried. How about you, Dennis?
Somebody to do my tax return.
Everybody's on extension.
So you've got everybody on
I
extension?
could do an extension, but I'm going to owe some money, so that's why I really need to just have the taxes done.
No, I always do extensions. I never file mine before October 12th, you know.
Well, do you know how much you owe?
Usually I don't know. I usually
know what you
I
owe?
don't really owe that much most times.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what I said to Dennis. You must be very sure about your tax return.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. You've done it so many years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
So I could owe $1,000. Now, what do you do then? Do you just go ahead and don't worry about it, and then you pay the penalty and that?
Well, it depends. I mean, it's like,
I know it's not that big a penalty.
I mean, usually you get in trouble for failing to file. I mean, that's where you get in trouble now. I've seen a lot of people won't put anything in on the extension because they don't know. I suppose theoretically they could refuse the extension if you didn't do it, but I haven't seen that happen.
Right.
I think they're so overburdened with, you know, I think they're just happy to get the extensions. But I mean, obviously, if you know that you owe a lot of money, you better pay some of it.
Right,
But,
exactly.
Yeah, that's my thought. It just seems easier if I can get the guy to do it. I'll just do it, and I don't pay it all. We'll make some kind of arrangements, but I'll probably just throw it on a credit card.
I mean, I've got some clients that their books are so bad, I have no idea what they're going to owe. So
Right. Well, my books are pretty good. I'm thinking of moving more of the meals and entertainment over to business. I don't know. We'll see. But it looks like I made about $12,000 last year, which is a decent. If I had a profit of that much, then I've got the Social Security and the Medicare and all that to pay. And I won't owe a lot of income taxes, but I will owe the Social Security and Medicare. So that's.
I had one guy one time, he'd gotten a 1099. He didn't really owe any income taxes, but he owed about $1,100 in self-employment.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's what I'll probably owe. So.
Yep.
All
Too bad they don't have a.
I have that it's after 2:30. Are you recording?
Yes, I am.
Aha. Very good.
I thought you heard me start, so sorry. So, Linda, you do have a question. Let's start with you.
Yeah, I have a new client, and I'm kind of redesigning their system. And I discovered a couple of things. I discovered that when they're paying they pay referral fees or revenue sharing to all their chapter presidents. It's the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. And they do that once a month for all the members that paid membership for the previous month for them. And they give them like 20% of their income. They share it with the chapter presidents. But for one of the chapter presidents, they actually transfer it from one PayPal account to another PayPal account. And so what occurs to me is that's showing up as a transfer. It's not showing up as income or expense. It's a transfer from one account to another account. And even though you mark it as revenue sharing and say it's referral fees, it's not showing up in the account anywhere. So I'm thinking I need to do a journal entry of some kind showing that although it's a transfer, not only is
so I have to ask, does that account belong on those books?
That's a good question. That's right. I don't know.
I would say probably not. if they are not the owners of that second PayPal account, if
I believe that they are, though. I believe that they are. So that's what I've got to. This data file, it started out that every single chapter had their own PayPal account. And it was owned, I think, by the headquarters.
Okay.
Okay, and it was so they could collect money and put it in their PayPal account, and that was a way to do that. And there's only one chapter left that still has it. And I need to find out who owns that account. The other thing was when I was in the account getting the bank statement for PayPal, it has the bookkeeper that was terminated on March 15th. And it has her address on the PayPal account. So
you're gonna have to get all that transferred.
so I need
And that's not easy. She's got to be there to do it with you.
No, she doesn't. We have all the passwords and everything, and she never owned the account. What kind of happened is that she said, well, I'll take care of all that for you. And you know, if you take care of all that for somebody and you don't know what you're doing, it's easier for the company owner to just let you take care of it.
Right.
And there's an awful lot then to transfer back. So anyway, so that's, and it's, as I figure, I'm hoping to have most all this cleared up by May 1st so that I can turn it over to someone that can actually keep it up on a regular basis.
Right, right. So if you are actually transferring the money from one account to the other, but you're not putting in what expense it's for, whatever the dues are,
yes,
I would say that you should just write the check out of the one account
and then deposit into the other one.
and then deposit it into the other one.
Okay, so you write it out as a referral fees and then you deposit. That makes sense. That'd be the quickest, easiest way to handle it. Yeah.
So instead of having one thing that you do two.
That's fine. That's good. Now, the other question I have, which just came up also, is I guess there was a number of times last year when the director, the founder director, did not pay herself, and she wants to track that as payroll that's owed to her. Now, do you do something called accrued payroll or deferred payroll?
Is she the owner?
I'm not sure how to do that.
Is she the owner?
Well, yes and no. It's a corporation. It's a C corporation.
Okay.
So how would you do that with payroll, Dennis? I could see that you could write up a loan and money that's, you know, owed.
Well, is she an employee?
We have that separate. We have
I mean, is she an employee and getting a W-2?
They're an employee. The officer is an employee being paid a reasonable salary. But there are a lot of times when there's not enough money. They've lost money the last 2 years.
So payroll would be whatever payroll would be, and the amount that she did not get for payroll would be like a loan. You can't take payroll over from one year to another.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because I'm thinking there's payroll taxes.
There's W-2s that are required at the end of the year. She gets payroll and she gets her reports for whatever she was paid for.
Right, and I said you don't want to have payroll given you and then have all these checks that you haven't cashed because the payroll tax was held out and all that. You don't want.
And will she cash the checks and all of that too?
So that should really be shown as a loan.
Well, I mean, if they don't have the cash to pay her,
they don't.
You know, I mean, how is she going to pay the payroll taxes? I mean, you can't. I mean, the IRS doesn't accept accruals for payroll taxes. They want, they want the money.
Accrual does not work for the IRS. They want their money and they want it when it's due.
So I would suggest
that's my thought too. So,
well, I would suggest that you, when she has money she's going to take out as payroll, then take it out. I mean, I'm not sure it has to be an even amount if the cash flow doesn't support it. maybe once at the year end, she could take out a check and have it go to payroll as opposed to every month or periodically.
Well, right now she's supposed to be paid every week. She pays everybody every week. She and another employee get paid once a week, and she's going to be adding another employee because she's basically dumped the bookkeeper. Was paying $1,800 a month.
Yeah, I don't know that with the C corp. I don't think you have the issue you have with the S corp with the reasonable compensation because.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case because I know the issue with the S corp is people are paying themselves a very small salary and then taking out a lot of dividends. Whereas if you're taking out on a C corp, your dividends are going to get taxed anyway, but as dividends, but not as payroll. But that would be kind of weird if you get the. I don't know that it would basically increase your income if you're not taking out payroll, right? If you're not taking out payroll expense.
She had some loans that were paid back last year, and she wanted a list of that, and I got a list of that, and she said, well, this is income. I said, no, when people pay you back loans, that's not income. I said, that's money you loaned them that they're giving you back. No.
Well, in theory, if she loaned money out, she's having interest income on those loans, right?
She did not, and she needs a tax person, okay?
Yeah.
Is anyone here interested in being a tax person for her?
Dennis?
California, it's a California corporation.
I try to stay away from California stuff, to be honest with you.
Oh, my homework was due. Thank you. Got it. I left my phone in the other room, and an alarm went off, and I'm working with somebody in the other room. So.
Oh, okay. Your alarm went off to be at happy hour?
No, the alarm goes off at 2:45, and then again at 3:00 every day. I have a seminar I'm taking online with Zoom meetings from 6 to 8 a.m. Saturday mornings.
Ooh.
And our homework is due by 3:30 every day. It's kind of neat. It's a Google Doc. And so you go over, you click on the email, and you go to the Google Doc, and you answer the question.
What's the course?
It's called the Happiness Seminar. It's a landmark course. It's a landmark seminar.
Okay, got it.
And it's actually very fascinating. It turns out you're not happy because of what happens.
Okay.
You're happy because of what you think about what happened.
Well, that's the old Stoics philosophy.
So
that's been around since
Rome. Too. It was Werner Erhard. So anyway, and I noticed I played with it a lot with the dog being sick and putting the dog to sleep, and then I got the cat. Did you know I got a cat?
We saw Shadow last week, yes.
Well, Shadow had to go back to her previous owner on Monday night because it turned out I was very allergic to her.
Aww.
Yeah, I know. And I could hardly breathe. And she would lie right here on my desk while I was working. My chest got tighter.
So that's what ended up happening. You ended up in the hospital over that.
Well, just almost. I could have.
This must have been your first cat then, right?
Well, it's the first cat I've had in like 35 or 40 years. So, yeah.
That's nearly like a first time.
As I was looking at her laying on my desk, I think she might have had a little bit of Angora in her. There was like a fluffiness to her.
Oh,
hair.
yeah.
So anyway, so Grace and I are doing very well. But I noticed how if I changed how I thought about everything, it really changed how I felt about it. So, anyway.
Well, my philosophy, it's basically that sustained emotion is pretty hard without constantly thinking about it. Unless you're getting hammered physically, but just emotional pain, unless you keep dwelling on it, it's kind of hard to, sustain it.
Right. And those people that we know that are more dramatic or like drama queens or that kind of thing, that they create a lot of that in their minds. I
Well-
love when Brandon puts his picture up, the look in his eyes. I think that's so funny. Classic. So, anyway, yeah, so I'm doing good. It's Grace and me, and we're fine. We're good. But the holistic thing is, so you don't accrue payroll. What you could do is say this much payroll is owed. But you really wouldn't call it payroll, would you?
No. Payroll would be whatever payroll is as
I
of
mean,
December 31st.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
IRS
then
is going to be
you
expecting payroll deposits and the employer's share of the payroll, and so.
Yeah. And it's
I mean-
because of all the taxes, the Social Security, the Medicare, all unemployments and all that. You can't carry any of that stuff over.
Well, I suppose you could accrue it for, everything you carry it over the next year, but I suppose you could, I mean, I'm not a payroll person, but I suppose you could accrue it, but it's not, I mean, IRS is going to want their taxes whether you actually paid it out or not.
Got it.
Same way with probably the
And
government
they would
agencies,
probably
like,
want both parts, right? They would want the part
definitely.
that was,
they say, where's the 941?
they
Yep.
would
And-
want
and-
what was held
where's-
out, and they would want the matching funds.
Well, yeah, they said,
So,
where's the
yeah.
941 and where's the deposits? Even though you may not have, I mean, but then you're going to have a problem with your employees if you're accruing payroll and not paying them, they're going to get taxed on that they didn't get, so that'd be a real problem too.
Yeah, yeah, I knew there was something real tricky about that. I'm going like, I'm not an expert in this, but
I'm not
that
either, but
sounds-
I would talk to someone that does payroll, but I can just
Yeah.
see just some real obvious problems with it.
Yeah. So do you want to do taxes for this C Corp? Oh, you're only working with people that are on zero, huh?
Basically, I'm trying to specialize in people that have are either mortgage brokers or
Got it.
small real estate investors, and that's
Okay.
where I'm trying to narrow my focus. I still have I've got some daycare clients, but I'm trying not to take on any more of those. And
Got it.
um,
Yeah, actually, it seems to me there's somebody, oh, one of my regular clients started another C Corp. Yeah, my manufacturer guy started a C Corp, and he's going to be flipping houses.
got to be careful on that. I've got a client that's doing that right now, and I mean, if you flip more than a couple a year, you're probably going to get nailed. Well, if you're an S Corp, you can avoid the payroll taxes. I mean, that's what this one client is.
He
But-
is an S Corp. He has 2 S Corps now.
Yeah, in theory, you get rid of the self-employment taxes, but you don't have any capital gains. It's all going to be ordinary income. If you're deemed to be a dealer, and I don't know, there's a bright red line, but I would think that at some point in time, probably kind of rule of thumb after is 4 or 5 a year. But if you're a business as an LLC, I think the presumption is going to be that you are in business to be flipping houses. But like what my client was doing wrong was that they were they went out and bought they're flipping mobile homes, and they went out and bought a mobile home, and they're getting all sorts of renovation costs, but they were, expensing it. And so they had this humongous loss because they had this big cost of goods sold and so I had to go in and basically capitalize it, put to an asset account, and then once they sell it, then they can,
Then you
Cool.
realize all the expense and the income.
yeah. I mean, otherwise,
In
you're just
other
going to
words, you're kind of accruing all the expenses until it's sold.
no, you're actually paying the expenses, but you're putting them into an asset account
Got it.
as opposed to a direct cost. And so otherwise, you'd be kind of roller coastering on income and expense, if you
Right.
took all the expense up front and then took all the income.
Yeah, it's really kind of tricky. I would assume that each house or mobile home you flip, you'd want to have that be a class.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I set it up as right now they just have one, but I asked him, so are you going to be doing more than one a year? And he says, well, probably. So I went in and set up his books and they call it categories, I think, or
Oh, you're in
zero.
online.
In zero. So I just went in and
Perfect.
restructured his chart of accounts and moved everything out of direct costs into the asset account. But I did create the granularity so that they can see what's in the asset account for, that mirrored the expense. So
Right.
when we pull it back into cost of goods sold, we can still have the detail,
Yes. Yes. Yeah. No, those things are really, but people don't realize that because almost all of us don't have depends. They may have a loan to do all the work. And then they've got the value of what they paid, the original cost for the thing. And then everything they're doing adds onto the value of it. And then, everything all links together. And it's like, you got to have a different one for each.
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of keeping your costs straight, you want to have some way of keeping it straight, otherwise, how are you going to know if you made a profit?
That's right.
Yeah. How are you going to know how are you going to use that for estimating costs in the future?
Well, Brandon's talking to somebody, but not us.
Yes,
There he
my
is.
daughter's here with me, but I'm still here
Okay,
listening.
because I see your mouth going blah, 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 blah.
Well, we did want to talk a little bit about the IRP University, Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so big changes. I know that some of you were in the old IRP University and liked what you saw. The new one, I think, is just as good, if not a little bit better. But one of the new things is just a couple of days ago, they brought out a new course. It's just a refresher for those that haven't been on QuickBase for very long, or it's been a while since they've been on it. So it goes through how to navigate QuickBase, how to submit orders, submit leads for payroll or for merchant service. So it's a good overview of QuickBase. But then they've revamped the point of sale training. They've revamped the QuickBooks Enterprise training. So it's more in-depth training, and it's different training than what you get as a pro advisor. So it's good information for sure. I've been pleasantly surprised with the new university.
Okay, I put a link in the chat for us. This is the Intuit site. Did you put a link in your ASG group with that?
I have not put a link in there. I did discuss it fairly quickly. If you're in the ASG group and you go to Channel Bridge from the IRP Master in the QuickBase there, and just do a search for university, it'll pull up some information there. But I'll put a link there that sometime the next couple of days that will get you directly there. But you have to sign up for it. So once you sign up that you want in the new university, usually within a day or two, they'll get you signed up for it, and you'll get an email with access to that university.
I think they signed me up for it automatically. Yay.
Good.
They knew I wanted in.
Well, I hope they do that for everybody. It just makes it easier. When they first brought it out, I did have to request access to it, but it certainly wasn't hard. But it is great information, though. I appreciate how much effort they put into it. The first one, the overview of QuickBase, it's 3 different modules of how to navigate QuickBase, and then how to sell QuickBooks Pro Premier, and then how to sell QuickBooks Enterprise. So it's not necessarily sales training, but it does go through the QuickBase and how to navigate that and what to look for and what to fill in. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Enterprise. It was Pro Premier and QuickBooks Online.
QuickBooks Online is on there too? Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So yeah, I agree. I really like the IRP unit. I liked the old one. I haven't had a chance to log on to the new one yet. So if it's anything like the old one, I would highly, highly recommend it.
Got it.
I love Intuit for giving us that kind of support.
Yes.
So
yes, they're doing, and there's lots of changes coming. The IRP University is just one of the new ones, but sat through a council meeting, IRP council meeting today. there's lots and lots of changes coming, but it looks like it's going to be beneficial for our group, not necessarily for all the IRPs, but for anybody with our group. I think that we're going to see some positive changes coming as they revamp the whole IRP community and the way that their sales channels.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. You also wanted to ask people what they're using for secure email to send out signatures to be returned, logging into clients' computers or databases.
That's correct. I'm just curious what 3 or 4 apps that they're using to make that happen, whether it's Log Me In or Go to Assist, or there's a host of different things out there. I'm just curious, is everybody using multiple apps to accomplish all of this, and kind of what, on average, what people are paying for all of these apps?
Well, I am only using Zoom. I did use Log Me In for a long time. Then I started using Join.me.
Same company.
Yeah, same company. But I found Zoom to be so much easier. And the people that I work with find it so much easier. Even people that are not internet savvy. I mean, the thing about Zoom is you can send the link and they can click on it and they're joined.
Yeah, Zoom is much easier than Join Me. I had an unpleasant experience with Log Me In yesterday. I used to have an account with them, and totally out of the blue, I checked my bank statement and they charged my account something like $275. So I called them and I said, what's going on? And apparently they just, I don't know how it got activated, but they charged my account, and so they're going to reverse it. And they said it'll take 5 to 7 days to get your money back. And I told them, I said, well, you know, I've basically made you an involuntary interest-free loan, and you know, so once I get my money back, I would not recommend them to anybody. It used to be about $60, $65 a year, $75 a year. Now it's like over $200, $275. And I don't see, to me, I have less need because I don't really support the desktop anymore. You know, why would you need it for like QBO or anything like that? And so I think Zoho has a free one, Go to Assist. I think there's a free version of it. But I just find that with, you know, all the SaaS applications, you really don't need that. I mean, LogMe is really more for desktop applications. And since the desktop's gradually going away and a lot of software, you know, I don't know why they may be out of business in 5 years.
That's true. That's true.
Or soon if they keep raising the prices, because I don't see the value in it, you know.
Well, if they keep sneaking money out of people's accounts without telling them,
yeah, that's
it
not
might be all right.
That's not a real good thing either.
Which software is this that you were talking about?
Log me in.
Log Me In.
Oh, Log Me In. Yeah, I never used that. I do a lot of transfers with Share Connect and ShareFile. Share Connect is like go to my PC, so I can connect to
how much is it?
That's $10 a month.
Let's see, yeah,
No, that's $20 a month. And then the ShareFile, I think I got it for $40 a month.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, Log Me In used to have a free version, and then they got rid of that, and then they just kept jacking up the price on the paid version. So.
Right, exactly. You know, that the technology is changing so much right now. You know, there's QBO, there's Xero, there are SaaS programs, but there are times that, like, I want to print to a client's printer.
Yeah.
Right now, I have HP printer set up so that I can, whenever I log on, I can actually email to this HP address and print right to their printer. But it would be nice to have a better solution, better combination that worked with that. The other thing I'm using now is QBox for any QuickBooks files.
Yeah, that's what I use for tax clients. If I don't need, that replaces log me in because QBox, I mean, it's
You have the data anytime you want it, and even if
Basically-
you're in it, you can run reports, which is generally what you want anyway. You're not
plus you don't have to worry about them having their computer off either.
right.
Right.
Exactly.
As far as like secured email, I do a lot of my stuff with portals, so I try not to send very many things.
Right.
If I have to send, occasionally I send secure, documents with the, as attachments. And what I do with like Adobe is that I will create a complex password. Normally what I do is that I would take the client's birthday and their social number with no dashes and just combine it into one number. So I figured that'd be pretty hard to guess. If you combine their birthday and their social number, I wouldn't think that many people would know it.
That's true.
Right. Exactly.
So that's how you can secure Adobe. You can secure it when you.
Brandon's back home.
He is. Yeah.
You'll have to come back on and listen to our answers, Brandon.
I am still here, and I was listening. I just now got back to the office. Hey, Mariette's here too.
Mariette's here.
Yeah.
Hey, Mariette, I have a question for you.
Yeah, I'm popping in real fast because my computer decided to reboot. So I'm like, maybe that's meant to be. I can talk to my friend while it reboots.
Do you use a Tax Planner Pro very much?
I do.
What do you use it for?
Well, I mean, of course, I use it for the projections, and I
Mhm.
use the what if scenarios. I like to play with his what if scenarios, and kind of basically what I do, because with my Pro series, it has like a projection in there, and then there's something that's called what is it called? Like Tax Analyzer, where it like exports to Excel and gives you like a bunch of what if scenarios.
Mhm.
So I used to use that, but Tax Planner Pro basically does the same thing, but then gives you like real fancy reports and all that.
Mhm.
And so I can use that versus using Pro Series because I'm not going to use a desktop anymore. I'm not going to use Pro Series. I'm going to use just Tax Online.
Yeah, I mean, I subscribe to it, but I'm not using it that much. In fact, I'm finding that I also subscribe to Tax Coach, and I'm finding that's a lot better for tax planning. I mean, they have like 2 weekly meetings.
Yeah, I think for a Tax Planner Pro, for you to really take advantage of it, first of all, you want to be in, Chris has his own Facebook group. Are you in the Tax Planner
Yeah,
Pro?
I am.
Okay.
I just
yeah.
haven't seen that many changes, from when it first originated. I haven't really seen that many changes. I mean,
Last year it was really busy,
Yeah.
but then of course, it's busy season right now, so I really doubt there's going to be.
But I mean.
But yeah, last year from like probably after busy season, like May or June, all the way through close to like November, there was a lot of stuff going on. I mean, he obviously was adding in, additional features. He brought in all the states, so you could do estimated taxes for federal and all the states. He was kind of creating different types of reporting tools. And then he has like a portal where, let's say, which I think is really interesting, if you are, let's say you don't really want to do tax prep anymore, or you just want to do, let's say, Schedule Cs or personals and not corps, you can basically upload like the business entity information into the portal, and they can prepare the business returns for you, which I think is really interesting. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you can use it for, but I use it more for the tax planning and just the idea of being able to have, it's almost like I have the QBO for the QuickBooks and the accounting, and I have the Tax Planner Pro for the quarterly estimates and the forecasting and the projections. And so I don't even really need to go into my tax software at all if I didn't want to all year long.
Are you using PTO now, or are you still using Pro Series?
Yeah, I moved over half of my clients to PTO, and I left the other half in Pro Series because I wasn't sure if I was going to transition, so I paid for Pro Series. And then I got like 30 or 40, 40 free tax returns. I got the free ones that they gave you, which was like 20.
Right.
And then the team gave me like another 20 for free.
Wow. Yeah,
So Well, I told them, I'm like, hey, you guys, you want me to do all this testing? Like, I need to get some stuff from you guys. So I said, give me some free tax returns. So they gave me 20 free tax returns. So basically, I maxed out my free ones on PTO, and then I did all the remaining ones on Pro Series that I already paid for the product. So, yeah, but next year it's going to be all PTO. I'm not going to use Pro Series at all anymore.
I found a couple interesting problems that I had with PTO that maybe I can share with you that I had to call Chad on. One is that I was getting this weird thing about, it was like that I couldn't, my credit card wouldn't go through, and it was giving me this weird message like it's 2025 or something like that. And I saw it on the PTO chat. For my case, it was like I had the wrong expiration date for my credit card, so it wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, I saw you posted that when you're purchasing, right? When you're purchasing more?
Yeah, and then I had another one where it wouldn't accept it. It's like I was cutting and pasting, it was like on charitable contributions, and I was cutting and pasting from Excel into PTO, and there was some formatting issues that was caught, like it had like an apostrophe N for something.
Yeah, the text, it was kind of
it just wouldn't take it, so I say one thing about
still kind of. I mean, I feel like it's definitely still very chunky. Like compared, like when I flipped over back to Pro Series, I felt like, oh my God, I was zooming through my tax returns. Of course, I've been using it for 7 years, so I know it really, really well. But I just felt like I feel it's still pretty. I mean, it's also me, but I felt like it was a little chunkier to have to go through and open up every tab and all that on PTO.
It's been a lot better since they allow you to look at all the forms and you can kind of trace back where it's coming from.
Oh, I can imagine. Before you couldn't see all the forms like that?
No.
Oh my God.
Like every question I had was on chat because I couldn't figure out.
That would have been horrible.
It was. It was horrible.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Or they had selected fields, but they didn't have all the different forms. And so like a Schedule C, you couldn't, if the standard was higher than you couldn't get to the detail of the Schedule C.
No. Oh, that's ugly.
That is horrible because, a lot of us, we don't, like Lacert, obviously this is built on Lacert, and Lacert is kind of a software it's a big tax firm software. So, staff that don't really know, and they kind of have to do things, and it's almost kind of like an interview process and finding things out. Like if you're using Pro Series, it's form-based, so you know where to go. You just got to get there and get the number in, you don't really, it's not really a question on where it is. And if it's a tax code question, we go look at the tax code. We don't use our software for that, So I would have gone crazy if I started this without all forms. I probably would have left it because
That was a big improvement this year.
Yeah. No, I've seen the improvements because I think I tried to get in there last year or the year before, and I was like, oh no, like I couldn't even conceive of it. But I'm pretty happy with it. Like you said, there's workarounds. Like searching, the search is really good. Going to the all forms and then just drilling down to where you want to go. That's really good. Yeah. I love the dashboard and the e-filing. That's like super fast.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good things. And then, of course, the fact that it's online. I mean, that's the best part.
For you, it's online. That's what you want. Awesome.
Yeah, because you have to be, you're not stuck anywhere anymore. You literally can work from anywhere in the world, so that's pretty cool.
Yep. Okay, I want to talk about Larry. He cannot get his mic working. So he has a question for Brandon. He wants to know if he could take the training in the IRP University, even though he's not yet in the program.
So the answer, I was actually typing that out, but the answer is no. However, if you want to join the ASG team, then there is no quotas. So there's absolutely no reason that you couldn't go ahead and join. We could get you set up in the Intuit system, and then you would have access to the training. And when you're ready to start selling or submitting leads or whatever, then you've got access to it. But there's certainly no quotas and no disadvantage from joining the team, and then you've got access to the training. So
yeah, I can absolutely second that. There is no downside to joining Brandon's group.
Yeah, there's not. I was a big skeptic, as you know. I'm always scared of groups. I'm like, what kind of scheme are you trying to get me into? I don't like those schemes.
I'm a schemer.
No,
Watch
I
out
love
for me.
so you guys
Brandon's
rock.
got some good things coming down the road also that may help you with your practice also, Larry.
Yeah, it's a win-win. I agree. I third that.
So Larry, you do not have to have a legal business entity. We can put it under your name. The only difference is, so what we do for our ASG team is we'll have you submit a W-9, and then any payouts that we do, you get a 1099, and that's all there is to it. So it's not complicated.
I hear some background music
Or people.
or people.
Not me.
It's me.
Oh no, it's definitely coming from my office.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, do we have one of those Bloomberg incidents, or what was that one, the British TV or whatever? That was so funny. Is a baby gonna pop out right now?
No baby's popping out here. It's just This is my oldest daughter, and then my office partner. I called her my alternate wife. We've been friends she's my office partner, but no baby's popping out here. I hope. I'm leaving. I've delivered 6. I don't need anything else.
Oh, geez.
And that has nothing to do with the IRP program, and all the noise you heard. That has no. You don't get those benefits. This is just in my office.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, I think the last thing I wanted to talk about was people getting crazy answers from QBO support. I've heard that twice this week. One of them was regarding Square fees, where Square payments come in, you get, when you download them, it just tells you what you've received, not what the full amount minus the fees are. But I have found Square to be super easy to use. If you have a Square account, and I'm going to say, if you don't have a whole lot of transactions, run the report and just hand enter it. Receive the invoice in the full amount, send it to the undeposited funds, pull up your Square report, look at what the original amount was supposed to be for and what the fees were. Put that down there under credit card fees with a negative, and you'll get the correct amount that was deposited and the correct amount that was paid to the invoice. It's really fairly simple. And if they have, more than, I'll say, 20 transactions a month with Square, you can do that clearing account where you actually send everything to a liability account or even another bank account, a clearing account, and then just reconcile that once a month, and the difference is the fees. So I'm not sure why. But so my question then becomes, are these people really talking to QuickBooks Online support? Or are there so many spammers out there that people don't know who they're talking to?
Right.
Could be.
I wonder about that. I've noticed I've gotten some emails. You may have noticed this too, Gina, is that we've gotten people wanting to join our group here that look like they might be fake Intuit support.
Yes, exactly.
And I couldn't figure it out, so I just went, I'll let Gina handle that one.
Well, there are a couple people actually that want to join the group now, but I've had no interaction with them. Before, I was just letting people join whatever, but I'm really conscious now about the spam, and I really want to protect our group. So if I haven't heard from anybody, or if somebody tells me, oh, I'll vouch for this person, I speak to them, whatever, I'm happy to let them in. I'm happy to let anybody join that wants to join, but I don't want people coming in that are going to try and sell us their product.
When has that ever happened?
Well, we've been lucky so far. But I found that the bigger the groups are, the more and more that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it's so nice to have like that smaller group that you can just get more personal with. I mean, I just did a video on the Latino business group because we're almost at like, I don't know, 15 or 1,800 now.
Oh.
Yeah, and we are, I mean, this is barely, I think, our 5th or 6th week. And so I was saying, you guys, once we get really big, and I'm really big on like telling them don't sell, stay focused. Like that's like my big part on there because I can't stand when it becomes like a salesy and just kind of rude group where people don't respect each other. Like I'm so out when that happens.
Right,
and
right.
But I told them,
Yeah,
and I said, you guys, now that we're getting bigger, like don't, like make sure you're aware that if you connect with someone or if you feel like really connected with what they do or it just works well with what you're doing in your industry, like have that as a sidebar. Like create your own smaller group of like 50 people or 100 people.
Right.
Because there's no way that you can be that close like we are in a group of 2,000 plus. Like it's just not going to happen,
No.
So, I mean, but it's so valuable. That's why everyone loves like Seth's group and Stacy's group because it's incredibly valuable, but you lose the intimacy part of it,
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so I think we love this group.
Love you back.
Hey, do you love me back? Hey, I got rid of my setup though. I couldn't handle the squatting. I couldn't handle it.
Your golden knees.
Oh, it was horrible. It was terrible because every time I wanted to make a video, I had to spend like 30 minutes to like move the computer. I said, forget it. I went back to my old setup again. It's much easier.
Got it. Hey, Sarah. Good to see you.
Hi.
In the car, you and Brandon.
Hi, Sarah. I love when I see Sarah driving. Or actually, you're not really driving, but I always like to hear your voice. You don't really call when you're driving, I noticed.
She's frozen.
Oh.
I was going to ask Sarah if there's anything that she wanted to talk about. We're just about out of time.
Well, I was going to show you the Space Needle webcam if people wanted to see.
Okay,
looks
why
like
don't you
being
do that, and we'll see if we can get Sarah
And
hooked
I
up.
have a question too, Gina.
Okay. Well, while Dennis is doing his thing, sharing, getting ready for it, what is your question?
My question is, you said put in 2 transactions. The check going out is paying the president for referral fee.
Right.
But because the president we're paying does not have anything to do with this data file, how do I deposit money paid to her into this other account, which is where it went, but
You would just do a transfer. From one account to the other.
then that takes the money out twice.
Oh, okay, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So this is the problem I ran into when I was doing attorney trust accounts too, where you're taking, you have to have the trust account for the attorney has to be from the standpoint of the client. It's all the client settlement monies and that. And then the client pays attorney fees out of their trust account, and then that gets deposited in a different data file.
Right.
So I'm wondering, would it be an asset account? I could make it an asset account for the holistic chamber, that it was money that was paid to that chapter president, because it wouldn't be a liability. They wouldn't owe it anymore. They'd already paid it. I think that, I don't know. See, I think it has to be paid to another account that belongs to them, that doesn't belong to the main chamber. And
I
think
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So we'll figure. I'll do something. I'll figure
Otherwise,
something.
it'll come back. Right.
Okay, I'm going to show you the. Can you see it?
You're not sharing yet.
Okay.
Green.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There, something's happening.
Yes.
This is a
Oh, nice.
this is a live view from the Space Needle.
That is
Oh.
gorgeous.
This
Oh,
is
it's beautiful.
this is Puget Sound out here.
Nice.
People live on islands and take the ferries into to work.
Wow.
I don't know if you can see, but the Olympic Mountains are over here.
You make me miss my home.
Wow.
And then we get around to the northern part of Seattle. This is
Wow.
if you were up on the Space Needle.
That's nice. Nowadays, people are not going to even have to go anywhere because they could just go onto these Google Earth websites and see everything they need to see.
Virtual reality, right?
I live over this area, way up north. This is Lake Union.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in the middle of Seattle.
Yeah, and then over here is Lake Washington, and the Cascade
Are those
Mountains.
both natural lakes?
Yeah,
Got it.
and this is Cascade Mountains over here.
Wow.
And then this is downtown Seattle. This part of downtown Seattle has been built up in the last 15 years since I've been away.
Wow.
And then this is some new construction, and so it's getting quite a lot of
Well, where's the fish market?
fish market would be down around here somewhere.
Okay, so it's up near Lake Washington, huh?
No, this is Puget Sound.
Oh, we're back around.
I'm sorry, this is actually Elliott Bay.
Okay.
So, like I say,
Are any of you
Oh, it's Pike's Place or something?
yeah, Pike's Place Market's down around this area. And so
Yeah.
it's
All right.
so.
Are
try to get
any
your-
of you nominated for the Pro Advisor, the 100 top Pro Advisors?
Pardon me?
I said, are any of you nominated for
No.
that 100 top Pro Advisors, the Insightful Accountant? Are you on that list?
I
No.
haven't really looked. I put the link in the chat earlier. I
I
put
was
it
gonna
back
say,
in.
if you're on the list, we'll vote for you.
Don't quote me on this, but I think I've been nominated.
It's so lazy to vote. But Brandon, you're on that list, right? I think I saw your name. Were you?
I believe you saw my name. One of my clients went out there and nominated me. I refused to nominate myself, but I know a lot of people do that. So
Anybody in this group is nominated, tell me and I'll go vote. I haven't gone to vote, but I'm going to ask them. And if they're on there,
You
I will.
can vote every day. There's so many people that are on the list that are so good. I
I
can't
know.
pick
Yes.
one from the other.
Well, that's why
absolutely.
I'm saying I'm just going to choose you guys.
Aw.
Oh.
They're all my friends, but I'm like, hey, I'll just do my special little secret group. That's who I'll choose this year. They're all my friends anyway. So
Are you on it, Mariette?
I'm not. It's funny. I think Seth and I have never been on it in like all these years, and we always laugh about it. We're like, huh, we're not.
Wow.
Of the two people that really need to be on it, you two.
Honestly.
But you know what? We laugh about it because we're like, I don't think I mean, I guess because we don't really like promote ourselves as pro advisors, though. We do more like the technology side or the tech side. So I don't know if people really know I'm a pro advisor. I don't really talk about that in my business.
I don't think that Seth is not certified pro advisor because he talked about taking the test. And
He
I'm
had
not sure that
he had to become one. You're right. He wasn't for years, and then he had to become one because I think Intuit called him for like to teach something, and they're like, "You're advisor, right?" And he's like, "No." They're like, "Well, we want you to teach something that's advisor," and so he said he went and like took it that night or something. So he
I'm
is.
sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
At least a QBO pro advisor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He for sure is an advisor. But again, I guess we don't really talk about it. But yeah, so if you're on it, did you look and see you guys are on it so I can go in there real quick and vote for you?
I don't believe that I am. I'm going to put the link. for
Yeah,
the-
put the link in. I'll go in there real quick and do it.
I'll have to check and see who's there. If Brandon's there, I'm voting for Brandon. Mariette, if you're there, I'll vote for you. If you're not there, I should recommend you.
I don't think I've ever been there. No, it's okay. I mean, I don't. I'm a permanent teacher.
Somebody's
I'm
phone
not a
ringing.
permanent teacher. Somebody's phone.
Got it.
Okay, did you put it in the SBAA one in our Facebook group?
I just put the link in chat. I'll put it in, once I post this video, I'll put it in the link as the links.
I'm on my phone. Okay, let me see if I can find it real quick. I know a lot of people have been saying, I think it's like one of those automated things where you can just say, vote for me, because I've been seeing it like on Facebook like crazy today.
Right.
There has to be a quick way to find it. Let me see. I think Caleb did one.
Do you have the ability to go to chat?
Well, I'm on my phone,
Okay.
but I'm going to. I found Caleb. Caleb has been the one sending it a lot. I'm like, okay, Caleb, I'll vote for you already. You asked like 100 times already. I think
Randy
it's
says he has
automated.
to go. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
And love this group.
Y'all have a
Thank
good
you.
weekend. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter back.
Yes, happy Easter. Bye, Sarah. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna vote real quick. Who's on there? Let's see.
I gotta go. I gotta make a phone call. So see you next week.
Bye,
All right.
guys. Next week.
Well, you know what? We'll end this here, the recording here, and we'll stay on to talk between each other. So everyone have a wonderful holiday weekend. If you do celebrate Easter, if you don't, have a wonderful weekend anyway.
Yes, absolutely. Bye.
Bye, everyone.